think we need a song from Little Jim.
A song?
Let's do it, yeah.
Now, y'all, wait a minute. Don't rush me. I gotta put my thing on here. I can't hit a lick without my thing on here, right? Yeah, that's it. What song?
Hey, what are you gonna sing for us?
I don't know. Whatever he kicks off back there.
Whatever.
Whatever it is, it'll be good. Which one are we doing? Old Cold Tater?
That'd be all right.
Sounds good to me.
How much of it do you want?
Much as you want to give us.
Ooh, let's see.
The whole tater.
The whole tater. That takes a while. Let's go.
Let's go.
Sing as much as you want.
When I was a little boy, around the table at home, I remember very well when company would come. I would have to be right still until the whole crowd ate. My mama always said to me, Jim, take a tater and wait. And taters never did taste good with chicken on the plate. But I had to eat them just the same. And that is why I look so bad. I have these beauty ways, because I always had to take an old cold tater and wait. One more. Yeah, I hoped that I'd starve to death before my time would come. All that chicken they would eat and just leave Jim the mud. The beaten actor always laughed upon the china plate. It makes you pretty darn weak to take an old cold tater away. And taters never did taste good with chicken on the plate. But I had to eat them just the same. And that is why I look so sad. I have these beauty ways, because I always had to take an old cold tater away. And then the preachers, they would come to stay a while with us. I would have to slip around or raise a little fuss, in fear that I might spill the beans or break a china plate. My mama always said to me, Jim, take a tater and wait. And taters never did taste good with chicken on the plate, but I had to eat them just the same. And that is why I look so sad. I have these beauty ways, because I always had to take an old cold tater and wait. How many times have we done that?
You're the only man I know that you got your nickname from the song. You've been called Tater ever since that came out.
You know who gave me that nickname?
Who did?
Hank Williams Sr.
Really?
Yes, sir. Walking down the street one day, and he says, Tater, let's go in the store here and buy something. And I've been Tater ever since.
Isn't it true that he wrote Hey Good Looking for you?
Yes, he did.
Well, not for you, not because you was good looking, but I mean, he wrote the song.
we were riding along in an airplane with Minnie Pearl and her husband, Henry Cannon, on our way to Wichita, Kansas. He said, Tater, you need a hit song. I said, Lord knows that. I need a hit song. He said, I'm going to write you one. Get a piece of paper. So Minnie Pearl gave us a piece of paper, and I had a pencil, and he started writing Hey Good Looking, and in 30 minutes, it was done. He said, now record that. That'll make you a hit. And I intended to do that. A week later, we were in the old studios at WSM for the Friday Night Frolic. They said, Tater, I cut your song today. And I said, much obliged, Harm. Appreciate that. What a friend. You know, one time we were in Mr. Moeller's office. You remember Mr. Moeller?
Yeah.
When he managed an awful lot of talent here in town, and I was doing Raggedy Ann on the road, the little recitation with the doll, and Waylon Jennings was on the show one day, and so he came back in, and we was up and standing around in the lobby one day talking, and he said, Mr. Moeller, don't ever put me back on the show with that man right there. And he said, why? He said, who can follow a midget dragging a doll around on the stage?
Back when I worked for the Wilburn Brothers,
One of my jobs was to book the guest on a TV show. And I would have to have it done by like 3 o'clock in the afternoon because they had that little card where they put their name on it and take it out of the mailbox. I called Grandpa's house one morning to see if he'd do the TV show that night. Eloise, his daughter, answered the phone. I said, "Is Grandpa there?" And she said, "No, he's not here. What do you need?" I said, "Well, I need him to do the TV show tonight." She said, "Oh, well, he'll be glad to. He's gone fishing, but he'll be back in time, and he'll do it." I said, "Okay." Well, about 4 o'clock, I got a phone call. It was Grandpa. And he said, "What did you want?" I said, "Well, I told Eloise I want you to do a TV show tonight." "Well, I can't do it." I said, "Well, Grandpa, she told me you would." He said, "Then let her do it."
Tennessee Ernie Ford came down one time and replaced Red Foley on the Prince Albert portion of the Grand Ole Opry for 7 or 8 weeks. And he stayed with me when he was here. And I would drive him around to different places with rehearsals. And his spare time was taken up entirely of following Grandpa around and writing down everything that he said. He said, "Where's Grandpa? Find him." And so he'd just follow him around. And if he said, "Nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs," Ernie would write it down, you know. So I was down at the Opry one night sometime after that, and Ernie had gone home to California, gotten his television show, and was one of the top-rated primetime television shows in America. So I saw Paul backstage at the Opry, and I said, "Paul, have you been to California lately?" He says, "No, but I understand my act is doing quite well."
Did you just well tell them about the cow that was in the...
Yeah, hey.
Tell us about it, Grandpa. Tell us about the cow.
You tell her.
Yeah.
Okay.
You tell her.
Okay, thank you.
Well, go ahead.
When I got these cattle, and one of them...
What cattle?
Cattle. What cattle?
It wasn't me. It was him.
And, and so... Huh?
The white one.
Yeah, the white. Anyhow, one of them... Let me talk. One of them...
What were you going to be? What was you working in, being?
Cattle bear.
Cattle bear.
Cattle bear.
Okay, now can I talk? Yeah. Okay. And one of them, oh, I had him, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. Anyhow, one of them disappeared. A good cow. And I didn't know where. I hunted all over the farm for him. And
Ramona had to go with you, too.
yeah, Ramona went with me, and we walked all over that place and couldn't find that cow. And I called him, and I said, I lost a cow. And he said, well, I'll come over in the morning and help you find her. So I called him that night, and I said, "Bill, you don't have to come over." I said, I found my cow. And he said, "Where was she?" And I said, "In the ice box." I'd forgotten, you
know. The story I heard was on like Friday Night Frolics, when it used to be done from the studios at WSM. Grandpa and Stoney Cooper had both come back to work that same night. Stoney had had a heart attack. And when he signed his program off, he said, "I want to thank you neighbors for all the hundreds and hundreds of cards and letters that you sent me during my recent heart attack, and I sure do appreciate it. And thank you from the bottom of my heart." So Grandpa followed him on the air. And so at the end of his program, he says, Well, I want to thank you for the dozens of letters that you sent me for my recent gallbladder operation. He said, you know, I reckon heart attacks just outdraw gall.
In 1965 or 66, we'd played a show and up in Kentucky, and was on our way home, and that was the first time that Charlie Pride was going to be on stage at the Opry, and Mr. Acuff was going to announce him. And more likely, what the people of Marcia Victor had went to Roy and say, at that time, he had a top 10 record without anybody knowing Charlie Pride was a black man. And so when he got out there, well, this is the way he did it that night, and Big Jim Webb had to stop the bus because he couldn't drive it no longer. He started laughing so hard. And Roy's always said, thank you, bless your hearts, children. We're glad to have you here tonight. We got a wonderful person coming out here. He's made his mark in country music, and just because he's a boy that that comes from the great state of Mississippi, and he's a wonderful person. They tell me he's an awful good boy, but just because he's a boy that, well, he's made his mark in country music, and he's a wonderful person. Let me say this about the kid. You can't judge a good book by its cover. Come out here, Charlie Pride.
Did y'all ever hear about the time he was out mowing his lawn and the lady pulled up and she didn't recognize him, didn't know who Roy Acuff was, and she rolled down the window and she motioned for him to come over, said, young man, how much do you get for mowing lawns? And Roy said, well, the lady in this house lets me sleep with her every night. She rolled up the window and took off.
When we return, the Song of the Year from 1963.
Spend the holidays with TNN. Marty's Christmas Party, December 2nd, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on TNN. You're always welcome at America's Country Home.
Still, are you?
Yeah, you go help me?
No, I'm not going to sing still. I've never liked that song. I've never liked it, and I've never liked you because of it.
Go ahead, Bill. What are you trying to say, John?
Well, in 1963, I wrote a song, and it did pretty good, and I thought, you know what, this may be my one chance for the Song of the Year.
Name Still.
You know what the Song of the Year was in 1963?
Still.
Still. And I still ain't had a Song of the Year.
You're still trying. I'll probably never have another one. No, don't say that. Will everybody in here sing on that?
Well,
Y'all know the part. Just still.
Yeah.
Whatever. Right? Jump in there. I know you know it because you did a parody to it. We may get to that later.
This haunting melody.
Everybody.
Though you broke my heart, still,
Though we're far apart,
I love you still. Still, after all this time, still,
you're still on my mind. Y'all are great. You want to go on the road?
Yeah, I've been there. Done that.
I've lost count of the hours, and I've lost track of the days. Billy says sing to one person, right? In fact, I've lost just about everything since you went away. Everything, that is, except the memories you left me. And that's one thing that no one can bar. I don't know who you're with. I don't even know where you've gone. My only hope is that someday you might hear this song, and you'll know that I wrote it especially for you. And I love you wherever you are.
after all this time, still,
You're still on my mind. This flame in my heart is like an eternal fire. Oh, I missed. I was coming to you. For every day it burns hotter, and every day it burns higher. And I haven't been able to put out one little flicker, not even with all of these tears. My friends all think I'm crazy, and you're right. And maybe I am, but I'll carry this torch just as long as I can. For someday, you might just decide to come home. And I want you to know, I'm still here. Though you broke my heart, still, though we're far apart,
to every woman in this room but me, and I have never been sung to.
I'll sing to you. Still, though you took my car, still, I know you won't get far. You'll be standing still.
One point what I had in mind.
Still, when a mile has passed, you'll run out of gas and you'll be sitting still. I'm just trying to sing to you. I'll do the narration. I've lost count of the time and I've lost track of the hours. You know why, honey? I lost my damn watch.
Do the part about the flame burning hotter and hotter.
Oh, the flame, yeah, it's getting hotter and hotter. You may decide to come home sometime.
I don't think so.
And you might just find that I made an ash out of myself.
You've been in that fireplace too long.
Did I not sing to you? All right, one more little chorus. Here we go.
I was going to do it, but you had so much fun with it, you got too many laughs.
This is the first I've never been sung to.
Still, though you broke my heart, still, though we're far apart, I love you still.
Next half hour, Billy Walker, Johnny Russell, Bill Anderson, and the grand ladies of country music.
I'll go interview Shepherd, but I'm going to try to get her to sing. Can we get a song out of Gene Shepherd? I don't think we've had one.
You know what I'm going to say?
I have no idea.
I often say this, and I truly mean it. I think Bill Anderson is probably one of the greatest songwriters that's ever been in country music, without a doubt. And that comes from the heart.
You are Stephen Foster. You don't look like him, but you are.
Oh, Merle is Stephen Foster.
I'm going to make all the girls sing on this one.
Yeah, we need a backup mic.
Now, get us a backup mic. Jim, y'all go ahead and kick it off. Are you ready? Here we go. Y'all hang on. This don't cost nothing extra. Yeah, they got it. Jimmy Caps, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear from you.
What are we doing?
Slipping away, I think. Monday's promise is Tuesday's lie. Saturday's party is Sunday's fight. Something's wrong with you and I. Love gone wrong that used to be right. And I can feel it slipping away. Slowly, slowly slipping away.
Please keep that on tape. Please, please keep that hurt you, Pat.
What's the last word? Roses are red, violets are blue. Sugar is sweet some of the time. This puzzle's missing we've got, boy, it's missing the whole thing. And I can feel it slipping away. Slowly, slowly slipping away. It'll be gone in a few more days if we don't stop this love of ours from slipping away. If we don't stop this love of ours from slipping away. The grand ladies of country music. His capo slipped.
That's going to be a tough act to follow. We got. Oh yeah. By the way, that's Jimmy J-I-M-M-Y Caps.
It's very special to me being here with all you people because I've known y'all, known of you before I knew you, and I've loved you. And the first person that ever said, "Why don't you come to Nashville?" to me was Jimmy Dickens when I was 12 years old.
Wow.
And
Could we talk, Dickens?
worked with Dale when we were in California, with Gene when I was a teenager.
He was 3 and I was 6.
And to just be here among this group means an awful lot to me. But I got to thinking yesterday that we came up in a time, I don't care what they say about how successful country music is today, but we came up and we lived in the golden years of country music. I never got to meet Hank Williams, but most of y'all did, and a lot of you did. But knowing and working with Dickens and Kitty and Johnny and all of y'all that are here, but also Farron Young and Webb Pierce and Hank Snow and Roy Acuff and Minnie Pearl, there's never going to be people like that again. And that's not to put the young ones that are in it down. It's like Carl Smith said, you know, somebody told him, said, well, y'all had more fun than we do. And he said, well, y'all don't do nothing. But we have a camaraderie together. We've lived together. We've worked together. We've traveled together, and they don't do that today.
There was an awful lot of closeness in those cars, more than just physical closeness. I mean,
you had to get along.
I mean, we'd go to a Coliseum, and instead of everybody's being on their own bus, we'd be in one dressing room. Gene Shepard said, "Turn around, boys, I got to change clothes." And that brings you close together. We're all very fortunate to have been a part
And
of that.
those of you that had buses, when there was people like me, you'd let me ride on your bus, and you know, and
Don't pay no attention to what she says.
What'd you say, Celia? I don't think the microphone picked you up.
I came up in the era when I didn't ask them to turn around. I learned a lot from you guys.
I told you it was the golden age.
Jeannie Celia, you have been uncharacteristically quiet.
Yes.
You're usually the life of the party.
Well, I thought you were going to tell the thing about the night you said you were hoarse.
You tell it.
Yeah. Bill Anderson, right there by this cage, you know, backstage at the Grand Ole Opry, one night he came up real seriously to me and he said, "I'm hoarse tonight." And I said, "How can you tell?" And he's still my friend. He's still my friend.
Me and Mel Tillis did a show together one time. He came up to me after the show. He said, "Hoss, I stuttered and you whispered and nobody heard a thing that was going on."
Oh, another story about you.
How do we get
They
into
did
telling
a,
good
well,
stories?
you turned on my microphone. They did a museum display on my life and career, and I went in and they had all of my report cards from school laid out there. I was scared, but I went up there and I did pretty good. I got great grades, but on every one of them it said she talks too much. But Bill told me that honestly, was it your third grade report card? The teacher had written, Billy whispers too much. And I think that's okay. They need to hear from us one way or another, don't you? I don't know if Fred Foster still feels this way or not, but the man who opened a lot of doors for me is sitting right behind me, and I never did trust him behind me, but I was always afraid to look at him. So I've come a long way.
Well, you recorded this song for his record label,
Yes,
right?
I did. He
Won a
produced
Grammy
this
Award.
record for me, yeah. So if you'll hit me an A, and I'm going to do one verse and a tag, because I asked Bill not to ask me to sing after lunch. Your hand is like a torch each time I see. You got that, Caps? The look in your eye holds me apart. Don't open the door to heaven if I can't come in. Don't touch me if you don't love me, sweetheart. No, don't touch me if you don't love me, sweet. Thank you so much, and thank you, Fred, one more time. Thank you.
Absolutely free. Have your credit card ready and call now.
Billy, I know you knew Red well because you worked on the Ozark Jubilee. You toured with him a lot. In fact, I think you played the last show that Red Foley ever played.
Yeah, we worked in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 2 shows, one in the afternoon and one at night. And this is pretty heart-rending because Red came to my dressing room and he said, Billy, because we had worked together for 4 years on the Ozark Jubilee, and this was long after that. He said, there's something different about you. And I began to tell him about my association with Christ. And so Red just really kind of broke down, and he began to weep, and he began to tell me everything that he had ever done wrong in his life. And it was really heart-rending to me. And so we just had a short prayer before I had to go on, because I was opening the show, and Hank Jr. then went on, and then Foley came on. And then I came and watched him on the wings doing his show, and the very last song he ever sang was called Peace in the Valley. And he walked over to me when he got through, and he said, Billy, I've sang that song a lot of times in my life, but I have never sang that song with the feeling that I have in my heart tonight. And, of course, then 2 hours later, Red Foley had passed from this life to another life, and that was Peace in the Valley. Yeah.
Bill, I also worked that show with y'all in Fort Wayne, Indiana. We went on down to Alabama and worked for Governor Wallace.
Did you?
And I couldn't believe it the next morning when we got up, and there was a little article in the paper said the singer Foley dies. But that night, he literally, everybody's heard how Red Foley could just gather a crowd up right in his hand and let them go at will. And believe me, he did that night.
I recorded this song in memory of Red Foley, and if you'd allow me to, I'd like to sing it.
Peace in the Valley?
Yeah, Peace in the Valley. If y'all all will help me. Oh, well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along. the Lord comes and calls me away, where the moon is so bright and the land is the light. I'll be changed from this creature that I am. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. Little guitar now. I'm really sure that Red Foley found peace in the valley too. Oh well, the band will be gentle, the wolf will be tame, and the lion shall lay down by the land, and the peace of the wild will be led by a child. I'll be changed from this creature that I am. There will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. There'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me. Yes,
Las Vegas in December on TNN, the Nashville Network.
We'll save you a shrimp cocktail.
One night, some guy come up and I'd just done a Hank Williams song. He said, "Hey, sing Dear John, I've cinched your saddle horn." I said, "Well, I ride horses, but I don't know how you cinch your saddle horn." He said, "Oh, you sang it a while ago, that Dear John, I've cinched your saddle horn."
Let's still request
Do what, Jimmy?
Down home, you know, Ernest Tubb was so big down in South Louisiana, and they'd request, "I'm walking the floor on top of you."
Jeannie, telling about getting that man getting that title wrong reminded me of back, I don't know if it was the 60s or when did Hello Walls come out?
61.
Well, I'd heard it, but my mother was telling me about this wonderful song that had come out that she just loved called Hello Walt. And Hello Walt, and she said, it's this guy, he's talking to all these other guys, you know, that have loved her too, you know. Hello Stephen, Sealand. Hello Walls. She had a name, Hello Wendell, for Wendell. She had that. I started to bring her with me today. I'm glad I didn't because this embarrasses her. But she had a whole line fixed up, you know, for each one of these men. And I I said, Mama, you must be talking about Hello Walls. Oh, no, Hello Walt. So next time it came on, she said, see, there it is, Hello Walt. I said, Mom, that's Hello Walls. And we argued about what it was. I won the argument.
Jimmy Gately had a guy come up to him one night and say, sing that song called It's Snowing. And Jimmy said, I don't know any song called It's Snowing. He said, oh, yeah, it's snowing at your door is always open. Mac, you got a song title?
Yeah, I went to Carnegie Hall to play there with Johnny Cash. You was on the show, Merle.
Yeah, I was there.
George Jones and the Carter family. And I just got out of the hospital in California. Been out there several days, so I wasn't really up to snuff, and was a little anxious about whether the type songs I did would fit into that New York crowd or not. But we're there in the afternoon for sound check, and this lady came up and said, hope you'll sing my favorite song tonight. And I said, what's that? She said, that one about my little lima bean. And I said, lady, I don't believe I ever sang a song about my little lima bean. And she said, oh, yeah, you did. It's my favorite. I said, do you remember any of the words? She said, the first line is, every time I think about my little lima bean. And it was a song that the Louvin Brothers and I wrote, but the line was, every time I think about my little Ima Jean. So I knew that everything would be all right at Carnegie Hall.
Bill Carlisle, what was the one that you heard on this great old song called Born to Lose? What did you hear?
Born too loose.
Chef Willie, you've had a lot of fun over the years with song titles with your alter ego, Ben Colder. You've taken a few song titles and changed them around, haven't you?
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Maybe you will
That's a cue, Chef.
Maybe you will grace us with one of your songs. Maybe Hello Waltz.
Hello, Walt. Hello, Waltz. Yeah, I like it. Let's get into character for it. Oh, you weren't going to let me have that? This is
Yes, sir.
Seen you act.
The band gonna play? Hello, Waltz. I didn't see you standing there. Did I hurt you? Hello. Boy, I sure did hit square. Now one of us is plastered, and I'll let you guess who. Just imagine bumping into you. Hey, Wall. Hello. Why did you let them move the door and the ceiling? No. And you sweep the floor. Someone came while I was out and changed you all around. Or could it be I'm standing upside down? That chandelier, it's all lit up. It just took a swing at me. And someone put the bathtub the damn commode used to be. Hello, bedsheet. I think I better lay me down. You know I can't sleep. Hell no. If this bed keeps spinning around. There's a picture on the headboard. Hey, I've seen them folks before. Sure good. I'm in the house next door.
This has been a marvelous experience. Thanks to everybody for the wonderful job that they did. Just absolutely.
Is it over? forget this experience.
If you've ever had the opportunity to witness history in the making, you know how I felt during the 2 days that we all spent taping Country's Family Reunion. I'm Larry Black, and I had the distinct honor of working with these pioneers of country music in putting together this video series. You've just seen 44 minutes worth of highlights from 7 hours of material that we taped. That material has been edited into a 4-volume video series with a 52-minute bonus tape that contains stories we just couldn't fit on the 4 videos. I hope tonight's program brought you as much joy in viewing it as it did to us in creating it. Let us know if you want more. God bless you.